source-free few-shot semi-supervised domain adaptation algorithm. And the motivation for this work is so far in medical imaging, even so deep learning methods have achieved a lot of successes, but the problem is these methods they needs a lot of data to train and they cannot generalize quite easily. So it is very important that we are using the deep learning models on only a few data set, or the data set it is have quite limited training samples. We may also want to leverage the pre-trained model to adapt to an unseen scenario. So, and on the other hand, the data and the label might be quite difficult to obtain for the medical images because labeling requires very experienced surgeons, experienced physicians to decide which image contains which quality. So it is crucial to develop a semi-supervised algorithm that can train with very few data. In this work, we are focusing on developing a source-free few-shot semi-supervised algorithm to classify body parts from CT images. So our work is we propose the semi-supervised few-shot learning algorithm to classify body parts based on pseudo-label propagation and early stopping. We also perform experiments on different pre-trained models to demonstrate the effectiveness of our proposed method, which can be demonstrated by the method outperforms the baseline like fine-tuning. Also, our method does not require any source data, which is a huge advantage of our algorithm because with the source data, it might be really hard to obtain. It's also for a lot of pre-trained models, the source data might be quite different from the target domain data and may cause some domain gap. So our algorithm, we do not require any source data, which means that we can train our model on the fly in the at test time. So there are some similar works that address this issue. For example, it has been a long time discussion about the source-free domain adaptation work, and in 2020 there is a work called test time domain adaptation called TENT, and this work it utilized the assumption about the label distribution in the target domain. However, it requires a large amount of test domain data to train it. And there are also traditional unsupervised black box domain adaptation. So this algorithm does not require accessing the model parameters. However, it requires the source information. And some few-shot learning work typically involves meta-learning or the metric-based learning, but this work they need accessing a lot of source data, and they cannot train the model on the fly. And some other work in pseudo labeling has been shown increasing use in recent years, especially in the domain adaptation. And so our algorithm is demonstrated in this graph. Can find that it's very easy to implement, and also the intuition is if because we have some knowledge in the source model, so we can use the confidence level as our knowledge to propagate the pseudo labels. So every time we construct more pseudo labels until we do not construct any additional pseudo label, and at this time the confidence level just falls beyond our like threshold, so that we stop our propagation. So the idea is quite simple. It's just because we're confident about our model results, so we just label it as a pseudo label. And the results show that a big improvement over the baseline like fine tuning.